Gardens, a habitat typically overlooked as nothing more than a space for playing or relaxing in the sun, gardens have the potential to be wildlife havens. Full of flowering plants, gardens attract many animals such as insects, birds and mammals. Even the random objects used for decoration or potting plants can provide a home for wildlife. Now, more than ever, we should appreciate the wildlife literally on our doorsteps. One of the most commonly seen visitors to British gardens are birds. These play an important role in seed dispersal, regulating the population of invertebrates and recycling nutrients. Reintroduced to England in the late 1980s, red kites can often be seen from gardens in the Chilterns, as well as other parts of the UK. These birds mainly feed on carrion, and without them, these carcasses would become a hub for pathogens. Many species of birds use our gardens, and some are more common than others. Take the great tit, for example, a species full of character. This one appears to be trying to find a way into this farmhouse. The door appears to be locked. The windows too. Better luck next time, I suppose. Spring is the perfect time to keep a lookout for birds, particularly fledglings. For the last 2 weeks, this robin has been rearing chicks in an old ivy bush, and one of the chicks has finally fledged. Once fledged, the chick will be able to fly within a few days and will continue to be fed by the parent for another 3 weeks. Despite birds being a common sight in gardens, they are under threat by a common urban predator. These unsuspecting tree sparrows are enjoying their breakfast of berries on a snowy winter morning, but lurking nearby is one of their biggest threats, the domestic cat. He slowly creeps forward, but he's spotted and the birds scatter. The domestic cat is an invasive species that was introduced to Europe around 3,000 years ago to control vermin. It's now estimated that cats kill up to 27 million birds each year in the UK alone. Another invasive species in the UK, which has only become a problem in the last few years, is the box tree caterpillar. Originating from Asia and first identified in the UK in 2007, this species has been known to defoliate entire box plants and has become particularly problematic to gardeners in the southeast of England, so don't be fooled by their innocent appearance. The most important group of animals in our gardens are pollinators, the most obvious being bees, wasps and butterflies. These animals play an important role in dispersing plants, which ultimately provide us with the oxygen we breathe. Unfortunately, pollinators are strongly affected by monoculture and pesticides, which are often used on crops that we rely on for food. The UK's bee population has declined by around 30% in the last 10 years. Detritivores such as ants, worms and woodlice play an important role in recycling nutrients and aerating the soil for plants. These species are often considered unappealing, but without them, plants wouldn't be able to grow. This would affect other aspects of the ecosystem, including our food production and survival, as well as the survival of animals which you consider more appealing. If you have a pond in your garden, then in spring you might find a welcome surprise. Frogs and toads typically lay their eggs by March each year, and within 3 weeks the tadpoles should have hatched. Eventually they'll develop into fully grown frogs or toads. Unfortunately, frogs and toads are increasingly threatened by habitat fragmentation and the loss of wetlands. Other common garden visitors include mammals such as hedgehogs, badgers, foxes and deer. Hedgehogs play an important role in regulating invertebrate numbers, whilst foxes and badgers play an important role in controlling the number of rodents and other small mammals. Deer, on the other hand, play a role in grazing and seed dispersal. However, if the deer population is left unchecked, then this may lead to overgrazing, which causes more harm than good. Unfortunately, garden wildlife is under threat. Increased urbanisation is resulting in increased habitat fragmentation for many species, and as a result, their populations are in decline. However, there are ways to help them. Ponds can encourage amphibians into your garden, as well as providing a source of water for birds and other animals to drink from. Creating bug hotels and planting a wide variety of flowers encourages pollinators to visit your garden, and so does allowing your grass to grow a bit longer before mowing it. Animals such as toads and hedgehogs are particularly vulnerable to habitat fragmentation, so where possible, leave a small gap between your fence and the ground to allow these animals to pass between gardens. In winter, it may be a good idea to leave food out for birds who may be struggling to find food in the cold. Even if you don't have a garden, there are ways to contribute, such as by sharing these ideas to your neighbours and friends, and by doing so, we can hopefully create a network of wildlife havens for people and animals to enjoy.